Well, hello, my Jedi friends. Today we are going to talk about guilt and spirituality. We're going to talk about what guilt is. We're going to get you to question why you feel guilty and look at the energy of guilt. We're going to look at the energy of guilt. And with guilt comes its partner in crime, and that's judgment. Guilt and judgment are the two pillars that are singularly responsible for everything that goes wrong in your life. And we're going to discuss that today. We're going to discuss how all of this intersects and what you can do about it. We're going to look into the energy of both of these two sinister partners in crime that cause chaos to your mental and physical health. So, a lot of people I speak with, in fact, on my thread, I did a live stream last night and people were talking about dealing with narcissism, especially if it's your family and it's your parents, for example. Narcissism, narcissistic parents, and people tolerating bad behavior because your family is the done thing. And especially in certain cultures, if we look at Irish culture, for example, guilt is absolutely interwoven into everything in Irish culture. And I know that from having an Irish dad. And he was the dad that sort of broke the mold on that one as well. And fortunately didn't infect me with any of that guilty nonsense. That all came from the other side of the family. So let's talk about the energy of guilt. What is guilt? Let's start off. Guilt is usually the association with someone else's belief system that does not work for you, that it's not working for you. Now, sometimes if you've done something bad, guilt may have an appropriate place, like if you've been wrong. So this is very specifically going to be targeted at empaths. Empaths, my target audience are usually empaths, light workers, healers. And I'm not saying if you go out and murder someone that you shouldn't feel guilty, but the irony is the people that would do that, they won't feel it. They can't feel it. They're probably psychopathic or narcissistic. And there is an estimated 5% of the population that feel no empathy, that any of this conversation is just not relevant. And the thing is, when we judge people, we do it through the lens of, well, this seems reasonable. Well, to a psychopath, to a narcissist, what you think reasonable doesn't exist in their world. So the first thing on this journey you have to get your head around is that not everybody thinks like you. And this is a hard thing for an empath to do, is to wake up to the fact that not everyone's wired the same way as you. Not everyone has the same values as you. And certainly not everybody can be reasoned with. They can't be reasoned with that they're playing a different game. And if you don't know the rules to the game that you're playing, you're going to get burned. Now, you probably will get burned. You have to get burned. It's almost a rite of passage as an empath in this world, in this incarnation, where you wake up to the facts that not everyone's wired the same as you. But let's look at guilt. Let's look at the deeper root. It's usually passed from generation to generation. And there's a lot of guilt passed down through religion. Religion is singularly guilty of passing guilt and judgment. The guilt that if you don't do what someone else tells you to do, then you will be judged by the Almighty Being. An Almighty Being will judge you through a human voice, through somebody standing there with the authority, having given themselves the authority to speak for God or whatever ascended being it is that they worship, and say, you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm speaking for God. Well, personally, in my world, anyone that believes that they're speaking on behalf of God, I would absolutely be running 100 miles an hour in the opposite direction to anyone that believes that to be the case. They're the usual people that start running cults. Now, that's not particularly fair. There are people who are religious. There are priests or vicars who have got high moral integrity, and I would not judge everybody through the same lens by any stretch of the imagination. But just because somebody has on the right clothes and standing in the right building does not give them the authority to judge anybody, in my opinion. The only person that can judge you is yourself. That's the real thing here, what we're dealing with. The only person who's right to judge your actions is you. And guilt is when you hand out that authority to someone else. Now, when you hand the authority to someone else to judge you and make you feel guilty, guilt and judgment get their power. But it all starts from the premise of growing up in an environment where this is a done thing. Like God said it, so you have to do it. You have to go to church every Sunday. You have to do this. You have to live a righteous life. You have to get married. Now, all of these things get interwoven, don't they, into a belief system that is imposed on you. And when someone imposes their belief system on you, then you have set yourself up to feel guilty. And it happens through family, it happens through religion, it can happen through many different ways. But the bottom line is that guilt and judgment happen when you disempower yourself to make your own decisions. And you maybe didn't even know when that happened. So let's take a very practical incident of dealing with parents who've been super judgmental, and you might feel guilty for leaving them because they're old and vulnerable, which was something that came up in a thread last night. So, specifically, let's take that one on board. If a parent has spent a lifetime of being judgmental and drawing down your energy or making you feel bad about yourself, then you have to question your motives for putting up that. Because why should you? Just because you're family, why should you put up with it? It's your job to impose boundaries. Now, what I've found in this environment is a lot of people tolerate bad behavior because of things like inheritance. Like, if you don't do what I tell you, I'll cut you out of the well. And you'll sell, or people that do this will sell their soul to the devil for money. And that's effectively what it is. You might think, well, I need it. I have to do it. I'm going to have to suck it up here. But do you really? Do you really have to do that? Do you really have to put up with this nonsense? Is it really your duty? How much of your life force are you prepared to sacrifice for bad behavior in the hope that something good will come out of it? And the thing is, if you are sensitive to energy, you'll know if it feels wrong. You will know guilt. You will feel guilt. People will impose it upon you. But here's the thing. People can only make you feel guilty when you have passed out, when you have given away your power to be self-regulating in how to judge your self-behavior. Now, if you're empathic, the odds are you're probably in the best position to be a judge because you're probably seeing things from a lot more neutral perspective. And it's probably narcissists that are judging you and projecting all of their own nonsense onto you, blaming you for their behavior. That's very common. I've talked about narcissistic abuse many, many times. But empaths get caught in this guilt and judgment, when in actual fact, guilt is a wasted emotion. Now, here's something interesting. In the Tibetan language, there is no word for guilt. There is nothing. There is no such word as guilt. The closest in Tibetan that they have is the word remorse. Guilt has no context in the Tibetan language. Isn't that interesting? Imagine a language where you have no translation for guilt. Wouldn't that be nice? But the point being, the more you judge others, then the more guilt you're likely to accept on. Now, setting your own boundaries isn't about judging others. It's about learning where your boundaries are and not tolerating certain behaviors. Having a clear cut-off point for people that demonstrate consistently bad behaviors around you. But you can only feel guilty if you've given away your power. And you can only give away your power when you allow someone else to set your boundaries for you. When you learn to set your boundaries and you learn that if you tell someone not to do something, to stop insulting me or whatever it is, whatever behavior it is that your family might be imposing on you, if you say, no, I'm not going to accept this anymore, or I'm going to walk out. And if they do it again, which if they're narcissistic, they definitely will, you walk out. And I'm not just saying this from a perspective of, I think this is a good idea. I've done it myself. It works for me. Now, I'm not saying you're going to feel good about it, but if you're going to allow people to consistently violate your boundaries, then what message are you sending out to the universe? No, I don't like this, and I'm going to tell you not to do it. And somebody does it. Your family just keep doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it. They're actually there to help you to find your clear boundaries. And it may be in your enlightened interest to start cutting off people who don't respect your boundaries, whether they're friends or family or anyone. Because you have to make your own rules in life. And if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling resentful, if you're tolerating bad behavior, then all of these are symptoms that you are stuck in the world of guilt. And you're stuck in someone else's belief system, or you're stuck depending on somebody else, something that someone else has fed you that is absolutely not working for you. And if you don't learn to distinguish what that is, to isolate it and to deal with it and to create boundaries around it, then you are doomed to eternal doom. I sound like a priest there, don't I? You will be doomed by God to to have a miserable life in living purgatory. Well, it will be living purgatory for you in this incarnation if you don't learn to let go of things that don't work for you, to deal with bad, toxic behavior and habits, and to create clear boundaries in your life. And this is the game for people that are sensitive to energy. And this isn't necessarily about good or bad religions or good and bad people. It's about your relationship with yourself. And there is no good and bad outside yourself. There's only reactions to get you to wake up to the fact that you are the one making the rules. And you needed everybody to press you and test your boundaries so that you can find this out for yourself. And until you learn this lesson, you'll be feeling bad. The game here, from an energy point of view, is to do more things that feel good. As long as they don't hurt anyone else or yourself, then that's a good thing. If someone else says that that you having fun or doing what you want will hurt them, well, that's their problem, not yours. It's their problem, not yours. If it uplifts you, it's not hurting anyone else and it's not directly hurting them beyond them saying, you can't do that, or I'll feel offended. Well, let them feel offended. You can't stop people from feeling whatever they want. And if they're going to use their feelings to manipulate you in a way that doesn't feel good, then that is bad. There you go. And as an empath, you just need reminding of that because when it's people of authority, like your friends or your family, you might be giving them way too much credibility. And it might be time to draw boundaries. And if it is time to draw boundaries, then that is what this channel is for, my Jedi friends, to help you on that mission. So wake up, my Jedi friends, create your own boundaries, cut off people that are not serving you, your greater good, your free spirit for you feeling good. Because if people will put you in a cage and get you feeling bad, then they ain't good. And that doesn't matter whether they're friends or family. But that's just my tuppence worth on the subject. I'll be interested to get your views on this. By all means, share them in the comments. Let me know what you think, because obviously this is something that can be debated, and I'm happy to have a healthy debate on this one. So, my Jedi friends, work out what works for you and what doesn't, and cut out the rot. Cut out the rot. Doesn't matter if there are people that are judging you and making you feel guilty, that you are allowing to you feel guilty, then it may be time to draw new boundaries and change behaviors. But that's just my opinion. And everyone's got an opinion on this, whether that's right or wrong. Only you can decide. But either way, my Jedi friends, have fun, shine your light, live your purpose, and have a better time by being powerfully aligned with your own agenda and your own set of rules. And if people don't respect your boundaries, then they ain't worth it. They ain't worth it, my Jedi friends. They ain't worth it. And if you enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe to the channel if you want more of the same. And if you want another video from me, you'll find that just there.